Hello everybody, it's been a while since I last went live on my YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to be doing this with you guys today. So let me go and join my Instagram audience as well. Hello Instagram, you're here with YouTubes. There we go, the YouTubes. So you guys can watch on either Instagram or YouTube right now. I went on live on Instagram as well because I thought it would be more of a broader audience, just because I know you guys like watching from there. So today, if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at YouTube. So today I'm going to be reading some of my favorite folklore to you guys that I have taken from the books that helped inspire Project Red, my book that I've been writing for 4 years almost. Okay, it's been 4 years. So, oh my god, my teeth are like stained with having some wine. So get your beverage of choice. I've also have some sushi because I didn't feel like cooking tonight. hello everybody. So I'm really excited to be reading some of this folklore with you. It's not necessarily stories and tales. I could do that, but this is more like the history of folklore as well as the fun mythological legends that come with it. So the two books that I used a lot to research Project Red with are Celtic, Myth, and Magic. Actually, fun fact about this book, I found it on a sale table at Barnes & Noble, and when I went to go bring it up, like, the woman was like, oh, like, actually that's on hold, so I'm not sure if we can actually sell it yet. And I'm like, oh, okay, sad. And then she's like, you know what? Stay for another hour. You might be able to get it because that's when the time runs out for the person to pick it up. And I was like, okay, that's no problem for me at all. So I ended up getting it because the person did not show up to collect it. And it has been such a vital thing for me to use for my research for the book. And along with that, I have The Lore of Scotland by Kingshill and Westwood. Fun fact, so I actually always thought that Westwood and Kingshill, the authors of this book has been with me through thick and thin. I love it. It's like, I have notes in it. It's my favorite. This book was written by two women. I thought it was two men for the longest time. I'm not sure why, mainly because, like, you know, probably Westwood and Kingshill, like, I don't know, they seem like semi-masculine names. I can see why, like, Kingshill is, because it's like king. So but back for ya. So I'm going to be reading some lore from both of these books, and I have a ton of folklore books that I really want to share with you guys throughout my writing vlogs, my writing journey. But as of right now, I think I should start off with the basics that I've used and have gotten so many fun stuff from. So for example, with like what each book has inside of it, the reason I love The Lore of Scotland, I got it off of Amazon, is because it actually has regional maps. Fun fact. So within these maps, they have like different markers for like where certain lore came from. So they have like animal legends, battles and escapes, clan and family legends, death and burial, demons and devils, dragons and sea serpents, fairies and trows, ghosts and omens, giants and ogres, heroes and villains, landmarks and local customs, legendary beings, murder and robbery, pipers and fiddlers, prehistoric remains, royalty, saints and miracles, supernatural creatures, talisman and magical objects, witches and witchcraft. So that's what this one has. It has all these different markers. I definitely pulled from, let me get it up again. So Project Red takes place in Scotland, duh. And I decided that I wanted it to take place around Edinburgh and the, I would like to say that northern tip of Scotland plus the Orkney Isles and Isle of Skye. So places that I'm very familiar with, but also places that I have never been to. And this book helped me like discover different lore and legends from the different isles and the different sectors of Scotland. So like I just like really love that, and I have definitely used a lot of these in Project Red. You can kind of see, like, Instagram can see it. It's my Project Red poster behind me. But the title is Concealed, I'm like such a sore throat. But not really. So I use a lot of mythology from the where is it? Fairies and Trowels section of it, and the kelpies and water spirits, along with talisman, magical objects, and the ruins section. The ruins section is a huge part of the book. And it was really fun having this book and having it to be a very a vital key for like the accuracy of the folklore from my book. But the thing is, like, the reason that this book is taking so long for me to write is because I don't want to just have like the basic types of mythology within it. Because the thing is, with like folklore mythology, there's so much in store for you as a learner of it. And I think that that is so beautiful and wonderful. And one thing that I really wanted to encompass was the not so known lore of this world. And I feel like when it comes to mythology, like, what do you guys think of when you think about mythology? Like, what type of mythology do you think of? Greek mythology? Roman mythology? Because same. That's the most common one. But people forget to think about the Celtic mythology. And that's why I really fell in love with it, because it was kind of like the forgotten third sibling. And there's so much more mythology out there. Like, there's like African mythology, which is amazing. You see so much more in books nowadays, and I love that. And there's also like Asian mythology. It's beautiful and captivating and so rich. And I've definitely done research on Asian mythology just because I think it's fascinating. But when it comes to me as a person, I am Scottish by blood. I'm not actually Scottish, like, you know, like, I'm not from Scotland, but my ancestors are. And as you guys know, I love Scotland so much that I've gotten like it tattooed on me. This is from a cosplay, by the way. This, you guys guess the cosplay that I did? I Skyped my all-girls Catholic school that I went to as a high schooler with this pentagram on my hand. And I totally forgot it was there. Anyways, but where was I going with this? I got distracted by the pentagram. Somebody remind me where I was going with the conversation. I'm just so excited to be talking with you guys about this. Oh yeah. So I love Scotland because of so much more. I you know, oh my gosh, you guys are so much fun. You guys are really talking. This kind of great. So my Scottish ancestry really captivated me in many ways that I never thought that it ever would. Mainly because I didn't know I was Scottish until I did a DNA test, and that was way after I felt like a connection to it. And it's really fun getting to learn more about it and learn about the different ancestral stories that get passed down throughout ages. Because the thing is, like, with time, it can easily pass without you noticing that it's going away. But there's so many lessons that are learned, and I think that it's like really wonderful when you get to see like this verbal sense of storytelling that gets passed down and written down. Because that's truly what is what's it all about. Like, let's be honest. Like, mythology is told through bards and poems and short stories and this beautiful storytelling. And it's amazing to think that people way back in the day used to think that it was real. And I think that that's beautiful. Me, myself, I'm agnostic. I don't believe in anything, but I don't have a closed off mind. I think that's why, like, I love religion in the sense of all religions, because I find every single one of them beautiful and different and extraordinary. And I think that's super important when you're kind of going into the mythological storytelling as a writer, is being open-minded and being very forthcoming with your own beliefs in the way that just because you're writing about it does not mean that you have to believe it. But still, in a way, I do feel like this charge of energy when I'm in Scotland, and I can never explain it. But I think it's beautiful, and I think it's just because you really connect with nature there. It's still wild and free. Yeah, so, okay. Some of you have been talking about yeah, I'm Scottish by blood, just for people to know. I never say that like I'm Scottish. I feel like it's really weird. I mean, as an American, I'm American, but my ancestors are from Scotland and from Germany. I am a German citizen though, so that's the thing that I take my most pride with, in the sense of my family and my ancestors who were in the Holocaust, and knowing that they've sacrificed so much for me to be where I am today as an American. So that's why I am holding true to that. But I know that a lot of people find this kind of like dissociation with where their ancestors came from. And the thing is, just because you haven't been born there or haven't grown up there does not mean that you can't still have like this connection that is beautiful. It's just not the same as if you were, born there, but it's still very valid and true. And I would say that to anybody from anywhere. And I think that that is something that we need to be more accepting of, because as people of the world, we need to learn that like we're all one. And I think that's something that we need to be more, forthcoming with and more accepting of, that we're all brothers and sisters, not in a weird way, but we love this planet. And that's why I wrote a book that of course took place on a different planet. So, any of you guys, questions, comments? Okay, so let's get into some storytelling. So the first thing that I want to share with you guys from the Celtic Myth and Magic book is the goddess Arianrhod. I found her so fascinating as like a character in my book, but also as a goddess in general. So with Project Red, I gave myself the ability to kind of play around with the myths and legends without straying too far from them. Because that's the thing, when you're writing a book, you have to make sure if it's your story and your storytelling. And so that's where the difference between inspired by and based off of diverge from one another, because my book is inspired by these tales, not based off of. Because of course, like, for example, like Holly Black, her books are inspired by, and she makes her own mythological web from them, and it's so beautiful. Somebody asked if I'm filming a YouTube video. Yes, I'm live on YouTube right now, and I'm live on Instagram, so you can join whenever. Yeah, there's almost the same amount of people on both ones. Are you guys down? And please excuse if I stumble over my words at any point in this live stream. I have dyslexia, and that caused me to not be as fluent of a reader out loud as I am in my head. So, yay! But it's a quirk. Nothing that to be ashamed of. So, Arianrhod, Arianrhod. I love her name. I think it's so cool. I think that I always say that I name my dogs after like what I would like to name my children. So but now with doing so much research into like technology, I'm just like, oh God, so many good names. Anyway, so Arianrhod's name means silver circle. This major Welsh goddess. So fun fact. So she's Welsh. One thing I want to clarify. One thing about my book is that Project Red takes place in Scotland, but Celtic mythology can all be underneath one umbrella term with different sections in different regions. And I decided that in my book, no region will be left out just because it's not within Scotland. If a character feels right to me, include her into the book, or him into the book. Because the thing is, with storytelling, you want to have certain walls put up, but you want to put them up yourself. You don't want to have them put up by other means, unless you're writing historical fiction or something else. That has to be based off of facts. For me, in this book, it's an urban folklore fantasy, and I definitely wanted to honor the true myths and legends, but also create my own stories from them too. And you see that with a lot of authors, like Holly Black does it, and she does it beautifully. Anyways, so she's a Welsh goddess. Yay. I'm just reading it as comments as speak. Okay. So she is a Welsh goddess of reincarnation, the wheel of the year, the full moon, and a primal figure of female power. Some Celtic scholars believe her story represents the shift from woman-centered plans to patriarchal power. I really love Arianrhod in the sense that in my book she is there's always somebody more powerful, and although she's powerful, she's not the most powerful, but she thinks of her as such, and so she becomes such in a way that is very interesting, and I love that. I'm not going to go too much into my own book because, like, that's top secret right now. Hopefully I can tell you guys some more in the future, but I wanted to play around with, like, how believing in yourself can make you a little extra something, you know? Okay. So please excuse me if I cannot pronounce half these names. These are really difficult. But Heavenly Star Such Island, Sar Arianrhod, in the Corona Borealis is believed. Oh my god, do you know what's sad? Like, that's like actually astronomy, and I'm really good at astronomy. I'm just not good at math. That's why I probably would never become an astronomer, although I have to say, like, it would have been my job without a doubt if I was not really, really bad at math. It's believed in some Welsh traditions to be the place where dead souls go to await reincarnation. There she lives with her female attendants, presiding over the fates of the departed. So it's really interesting because she's almost a Hades, but not. And in my book, I still kept with her original storyline, but, you know, I made her a different kind of version of her. And that was really fun. Because for reincarnation, like, it's amazing. Like, you know, a lot of people think of it as, like, reincarnation is believed by one, you know, religion. But no, back in the day, where there were so many religions defining cultures and civilizations, like, reincarnation could be used amongst many, and not just, like, you know, the 5 major religions that we have today. It's just very interesting. Even though I'm not religious, I was going to go into theological studies because I'm fascinated by theology and the way that it is represented in different cultures and how it defines generations upon generations of humans. We can't tell. I'm, like, really passionate about it. Okay. So, okay. She's sometimes depicted as a weaver, which links her to lost creation myths and to magical practice, sometimes called weaving a spell. I love how they spell magical in this book. M-A-G-I-C-K-A-L. It's cool. Arianrhod mated freely with whomever she chose and was not questioned until the magician Math claimed she had conceived 2 children she had not born. Confusing, right? That's a lot of, like, you know, Celtic mythology. It's so twisting and turning and intersecting and contradicting, and you just gotta figure it out. By jumping a staff, she gave birth to Lugh and Dylan. Dylan left immediately to go to the sea. Arianrhod denied the remaining son, Lugh. Lugh is actually L-L-E-W, Lughlagist is his name, his full name. He's fascinating, and he may also be in my book. Oh, such a complex character. Lugh the right to a name or arm. Denied the remaining son, Lugh the right to a name or arms, as was a Welsh mother's right to bestow. The Welsh were so ahead of their time, let me tell you that. Is anybody from Wales here? If so, I went to Wales like 2 years ago. It was great, but so many large spiders. Whew. She married her brother, Waukegan. That also happens in Celtic mythology. Just like marriage. And she's the daughter of the great Welsh mother goddess Dawn. D-O-N. So she is pretty much a badass, and she is pretty much the controller of time, reincarnation, a lot of things. The thing is with like Celtic mythology is not as like straight cut as, let's say, Greek mythology, where each where like different Greek gods have specific roles almost. Like here in Celtic mythology, one person has some fertility, like juju, and somebody else can as well. But you know, one would always be powerful. But it depends on, you know, who you are as a person believing in these gods. How powerful do you think they are? It's interesting. That's something that I've noticed, and it may not be exactly correct, but it's very interesting for me to kind of like construct. Okay. Somebody said Arianrhod, more like Arianrhod. Yeah, she's pretty cool. But is she cool in my book? Guess we'll have to find out. I hopefully will be able to tell you guys more about Project Red soon. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes, but I'm just not allowed to say anything because of good stuff that's happening, but also, you know, just stuff. It's in the case for quite a while. But yes, hopefully, the thing is, actually, I would like to ask you guys your opinion. How do you guys feel about like people announcing books or like, you know, anything like that, like pre-orders or coming out with books during this time in the pandemic? Because that's my question. Because although I have good news, I'm not sure if it's the right time to share anything. And even if it was up to me completely, like, you know, right now is a very turbulent time for a lot of us. And I just don't know how everybody's feeling with that. So, I mean, you guys can, of course, DM me privately if you'd like to tell me your input. It's something I've been thinking about often, just like in general, because right now it's a very turbulent time. And that's something to take into consideration when announcing things. Hey, you guys are being really good on Instagram. You guys are being slower on YouTube. Come on, guys. Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying the same thing. Well, thank you for your input. I really appreciate that. If you want to DM me privately, you're more than welcome. You can have a piece of sushi because I'm hungry. Guys, I haven't had like non-home cooked food in like forever. Oh yeah, I did not make it. Yeah. Okay. Next, we're gonna dig into this book right here. So, put that or uno momentito. I want to talk about this because this is something that I was supposed to be seeing at this point in time, but sadly, there's a pandemic, so you can't go anywhere. But I was supposed to be going to Scotland, well, this April, and doing some cool content for you guys for Project Red, but yep, the world had other plans for a lot of us, and that's what we need to take into consideration seriously because, you know, it's not something to be joking about, but hopefully my plans will resume so I can give you guys some really cool stuff that I've been planning for many months. And I know that a lot of people's lives got derailed recently, so know that, well, you're not alone. And I've had friends who've had their weddings canceled and who are pregnant and scared of what will come when they give birth. And so there's a lot to consider when it comes to like what you're necessarily missing, but everybody's allowed to miss what they miss. And that's important. Somebody said that they're studying some Norse and Scandinavian folklore. That's some good stuff right there. It's so fascinating. I think that folklore is where I'm happiest as a writer right now, I have to say. Although I love science fiction, Project Red has been in my head for ages. Seriously, ages. And to get it out there is so nice. But if I had to write any other mythology, I would look more into Jewish mythology, because I have always wanted to honor my family that way, in a way that is, because there's some really cool stories that come from the Jewish culture, but like also in a way that's like, you know, just honoring my grandfather, which is something that I've always wanted to do with my writing. Anyways, so let's talk about where I was supposed to go. So I was going to go to Orkney, to this place called the Ring of Brodegar. It's as cool as it sounds, I swear. Oh, that's really nice. Emily Reed said something that makes me really happy, and I just like, I don't want to be using this to like pat myself in the back, but this is important. She said, I think as an influencer, you've been handling discussions about COVID-19 really well. You haven't been tone deaf at all, which is relieving. It makes me so happy to hear that, mainly because I've been aware of the situation since January, and I've come to terms with what it would do to the world, and now it has done. And I just want to share my my thoughts with you in a way that is not, tone deaf, because a lot of people online can be that way, which is something that can be like a relief for some, but for others it can be kind of disheartening, because to see reality as through like rose-tinted glasses can be, I don't know, it can be a nice distraction, but that's what it is, a distraction. It's not reality. And so be aware, just don't be scared, just be aware. Anyways, so you must make me happy. So the Ring of Brodegar and the Stones of Stoness are fascinating. Oh, I wish I could put up a photo right here. They're fascinating. They are, if you guys look it up right now, oh, you guys are so awesome. I love you guys. You're so sweet. It's so nice to like just like have conversations with you guys. I'm sorry if it's lagging on YouTube. I don't know what else to do. I thought I had really good Wi-Fi. But so, oh, Madison, stay strong. My heart's with you. So let's get into, sorry, let me finish this and then we can have like a little chat if you guys are up to that. But the Stones, it's some of the most deep mythology that we can see today in our own selves, not in our brains and the minds. We can go to these locations. We can feel the energy that is charged from there. And I think that that's something like, I believe in energy, but not in the way of like magical. I believe in it as in you feel good there because you're happy. You're causing that energy. The places that you are from your heart. And that is something that I truly believe in. Me going to places that I love, I feel so much better in places that I truly want to be and love and think so highly of. And that's what charges the area. This is really cool. So young people of the neighborhood used to meet in the Kirk of Stoness. Kirk is like a church in the Scotland. Taking enough food with them to last 4 or 5 days. Pairs of lovers would leave the rest of the party and go to the Stones of Stoness, known as the Temple of the Moon, where the women would pray to Odin that he should enable them to perform the promises that they made to the men. We love sex. But after the couples would go to the Temple of the Sun, the Ring of Brodegar, where the men made similar prayers. That's the only thing that really it's a equal partnership relationships, guys. And if it ever is not, you're on the right one. Where men made similar prayers. They would go then go to the Stone of Odin, a standing stone with a round hole in it, through which the couples would clasp hands and plight their troth, a pledge of love which was to them as sacred as a marriage vow. Oh, it makes me so emotional thinking about this because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's just like, this like energy that surrounds this location was what really drew me there as an author to want to write about it. There might be like a little fairy festival, which is really cool. Like that happens there. in my book. It was a delight and a pleasure learning about this location. This is a location that I never knew about until I started digging into it. Oh, Victoria reads, I'm so sorry to hear about your dog. I'm sending you all my love right now. Ugh, that's so sad. If anybody's like really struggling right now, like mentally, or like just needs to talk to somebody, please send me a DM on Instagram. I'll try to respond to as many as possible, because that is super important. Like, I've come to terms with like how I feel and my mental health, and my reality that is what this pandemic means to me. But a lot of people are still grappling, and that is understandable. It's not easy. So if you ever need to talk, I'm always here to be an open ear. Okay, so yeah, everybody's asking like what book this is. Laura Scotland by Kingshill and Westwood. Oh, this book's amazing. Yeah, I really love doing this. This was really fun. I've learned so much over the past couple of years as an author, a writer, a creator, and that's been really important. I mean, when I first wrote ZENITH, I was 18 years old, just 5 years ago. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about that. 5 years. I'm 23 now. Not old by any means, but definitely wiser and more like aware of like the world we live in, the ways that people think and work and are conscious of like communicating with you what they think. But like, you know, I've learned a lot in my time away from YouTube recently, and also kind of like figuring out where I land in this world. Because that's something that we all have to do in our 20s. And I found that place, and I'm really happy. But like, you know, when it came to like, you know, understanding criticism and understanding what you want to write and what you see yourself doing in the future, that was something that I had to really come to terms with. And I'm happy to say that I have. And the thing is, one thing that I learned is that writing, it's always going to be altering and changing, and that is super important to be really aware of and accepting towards, because you're never going to stay the same person, but you're going to become like a better creative because you're learning more about yourself. And I'm really happy with how everything has turned out. Sorry, I had a pop up on my page, and it kind of made me lose track of what I was saying. I'm like, I don't remember downloading any software. It's probably a bug. So I said they really like the design of my office. Thank you. That is a mirror usually, but I put the flag of Scotland up there. You can't even see it up here. YouTube YouTube doesn't have the full picture because I'm sitting on my floor. I have like these like seat cushions, and they're super comfy. Do you guys have any questions for me to answer before I head off for the night? I'm gonna be playing some games with my sister and her boyfriend later, so I'm excited about that. Like on like house party or something. Sorry, the chewing probably sounds gross. Oh my god, it's 2 a.m. where some people are. Go to sleep. No, I'm kidding. You can't say that. I go to sleep at like 3. Oh, thank you so much, Emily Reed. I really appreciate that. Oh. Oi, tudo bem? To my Brazilian followers. I actually have like a Brazilian like thing that says tempo now vai contar. We'll say bye. Did I pronounce it correctly? I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm learning Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, by the way. you're wondering what the frick I'm doing right now. Any tips on choosing a college? I can't answer that. Because the thing is, like, I thought I chose correctly, but at the end of the day, like, you know what? My advice would be go with where you think you'll be happiest. Because that is really important. And go where you can see, like, growing, like, where you can grow into yourself and grow further than where you ever possibly thought. Like, where would you be your best self? That's important. But also, how many loans do you have to take out for that? Oh my god, like, literally it's insane. Like, I went to a traditional college for 1 year, and then I went to online school for like a semester, and then I dropped out because, like, oh my gosh, like, America sucks when it comes to like the amount that you pay for universities. Like, my 1 year at Emerson cost $50,000, and then my like 1 semester at Southern New Hampshire University cost me $10,000, and things. Had to pay out of pocket for this stuff because I put myself through uni and everything, you know, it's not affordable at all. But my thing would be, where would you be happiest? Oh my god, sorry if I went on that tangent. I've been like doing so much, just like reflecting on life, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I can't do any regrets because you can't go back. But oh my gosh, we learned some lessons. I'm so happy that you guys are liking what we're talking about today. If you guys would like to see more of these types of like lives, I would love to know. I'm still trying to find myself back on YouTube, Instagram. We've always been besties, you know. But YouTube's been like a fluctuating relationship, but I finally feel confident enough to come back to it, and that's been a wonderful feeling. The thing is, I'm like such a critter on YouTube. I'm always on it. Like, me, myself, just like as a person, like, I'm not like watching anything with my roommates. I have not watched any Netflix or anything, but I've just been watching YouTube for the past 2 months in quarantine. Oh my god, oh my god, what? Oh my god, I'm freaking the fuck out. Oh my god, Philip DeFranco's on my fucking Instagram. I love you. You're my #1 YouTuber that I watch. Where did I get those? That one's from IKEA. I painted it gold. Oh, you can't even see. Then that is from my parents' house that I stole like 5 years ago. Oh god. That's from Michael's. That's from my parents' house. I've repurposed a lot of this stuff. Oh my god, I'm like, how does one find themselves? You need to stop looking. That's my best advice when it comes to finding yourself. I've tried to look for myself, just as, like, you know, when I was younger, I used to try to look for love. And that's something that you have to learn, that you need to stop searching and it'll come to you. Just like try to live your best life. Hello from London. Don't tell me about my second home. I get so sad when I think about like not being in London for a while, just because, like, you know, it's kind of happy. Mecca, I like you. I'm glad that you like my answer. Oh. Somebody just said that they're, this Madison Hutchins said that she just started the Mortal Intimate series. Have fun. What country that you haven't been to that is very attractive for you to visit? I think this person's trying to say, what country do you want to visit that you haven't visited yet? Thailand. Whew. Or Taiwan. Oh my god. Would love to go visit those places. I would love to also go to China. Oh my gosh. I was there in Beijing for a layover last year. And I just wanted to see it. Because, like, as you know, like, I'm a history nut, and holy Asian history is so rich and vibrant and so well documented that I'm so grateful for that. Will I ever visit Australia? Oh my god, I would love to visit Australia. Just depends on when. What's my favorite type of wine? I love red. I love red. My favorite wine I can never remember the name of, which is sad. But it's Chateau something. I'll put it on Twitter or something. What about Brazil? Guys, I was supposed to be going to Brazil like literally next month, but because of Corona, well, can't, of course. So my best friend JD Neto and I are going to be going in the fall. I don't know anymore, guys. I don't. It was going to be moved to the fall, but now I'm like, who knows? Oh, this is great. Somebody asked me, why do you try to be Scottish so badly? It's cringy. I didn't think that I was. I just put up a flag and wore some plaid just because it's suiting towards my book that I'm very happy that I'm writing. And yeah, it makes me happy. So if that's cringy, I'm sorry that you think so, but I'm not sorry that I'm being that way towards you. When I visit Italy again, of course. I think I would want to go to the countryside, like not on the coast this time around, just because it was like very interesting experience last time. Where do I usually get my furniture? Guys, half the furniture in my house is like, I got it from Amazon, not Amazon, Facebook Marketplace. That was freaking $20. This like whole entire little sofa thing. $20 on Facebook Marketplace. Thanks very much. Somebody asked me if I'm finding my bangs to be high maintenance. Let me tell you, I have never like loved my bangs more. I've had bangs, if you haven't noticed, like probably once or twice a year for like the past 5 years. But I always sweep them aside out the guest room because I couldn't be bothered with the grain that it was. How about Indonesia? I would love to go to Indonesia. I would love to go to Malaysia. I would love to go to like, I like just want to go to like everywhere. But right now I'm settling towards really getting to know my backyard. Like I haven't even been on a walk or anything. I'm gonna go walk to, no, I was gonna say I'm gonna go walk to the grocery store, but I'm like, no, I don't feel like walking that far. What's my natural hair color? Whatever the top, whatever, like what this is. Well, no, that's red. It's like an ash brown. Next home project. Okay, what is this? Okay. Oh my god, there's the exact amount of the same viewers on Instagram and YouTube right now. That's awesome. What is it? Finish up my bathroom. I have to finish like doing the third coat on my door because I painted my door black randomly, stupidly. And then in an hour, I decided not to keep that. And so an hour later, I started repainting it back to white, and I never finished. I need to do it. But if it's like a fun home project, it's finding as many cool things on Facebook Marketplace as I possibly can for the cheapest amount, while still maintaining social distance. And hopefully find an ottoman. Are you live on YouTube too? Yes, I am. Doing 2 social medias at once. Innovative. You know what's crazy, guys? I noticed that I've been doing YouTube for 8 years. No, I don't feel old. And no, I don't feel like any way that I haven't felt since I started. I think that's so funny is that I feel like with BookTube, like, no matter how much, I mean, I can't speak for any newer YouTubers, but like the people I know, like nobody feels any like different than they did the day that they started years ago. Like, you know, YouTube is not BookTube's not a platform where you gain like fame. It's where you gain friends. And I think that's what's beautiful about it. Like, I hate the word fans when it comes to like people talking to me, because I don't feel like you guys, and I'm just not me like saying like random shit. Like, this is actually what I believe and have believed for a while, and I've been saying this a while. So if you document anything, like, you wouldn't notice this. You guys aren't fans at all. Like, that's like so weird. You guys are friends, because the thing is, if we ran into each other on the street, guess what? We would become friends because we have a major thing in common: books. Do you feel lonely in self-isolation? No, I have my roommates and my dogs. I have 3 dogs. Because like Sam got a Yorkie named Chewy. He's a puppy, and so he keeps you always entertained. But I do miss my people in London, and that's really, really hard. Maybe 2. So you know what? My roommate's on Twitch right now, I bet, and he's a Twitch streamer. Go follow him, the glitchy bitch. Oh no, the glitchy bit. I always say the glitchy bitch, and I don't know why. But yeah, he is. Yeah, he's on it right now. He's streaming underneath me right now. Alberta. What? Somebody said, Sasha, are you still in Harvard? I never was in Harvard. I almost applied there, though, just so I can get a rejection letter. What's the most attractive thing in London? Me, okay. Sometimes I like literally look around me when I'm in London, and I'm like, do I look like a slob? Like when I'm like in like leggings and like joggers and like a sweatshirt and going into Tesco that's just down the street from my place. Like, I literally feel like I'm dressed like a garbage can. Because like you look around and like people are like still dressing nicely, and you're just like, oh my god, am I like the American? Yeah, in the crowd, yeah. Also, the person that I went to Harvard now, I took a picture at Harvard because I live near it, but I don't live near it as in like I live like 40 minutes away. But no, I never went there. But the most attractive things in London. Sorry, didn't answer the question. I think that I would have to say everything for me. It's everything. I miss the people, and it's like my people that I have there, and then it's the cultures that are intermingling with each other in such like a fluid way that I love as well, but also the accessibility to different regions and the just the history that you're walking upon. It's so cool. Oh my god, like literally, guys, so between South Kensington and Knightsbridge, nobody from London is probably watching this, but let me tell you, there's like, it's like really long, like the between these 2 stops. Little did I know, it's because there's literally a giant-ass mass grave from the frickin' Black Plague in the middle of those 2 locations. So you have to go around the bones in order to get to Knightsbridge. And I'm like, that's why it takes so long. It's so gruesome. So, yeah. Oh, somebody said, what's that noise? Yeah, it's my laptop fan. I'm sorry. When do you think you'll go back to London? Hopefully. the next 2 months. I don't know. Whenever it's safe, whenever like we're allowed to go back somewhere. Sorry, I'm separating my 2 social medias because one of them is overhearing the fan of my laptop. My laptop likes to make some noises. What book reminds you of London? I love, oh, here we go. This one right here. The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I just have the cover because you guys know if you watch my bookshelf reorganization video, I reorganized that thing. How's your dad doing? He's okay. I don't really, I don't talk too much in detail about my family like that because, like, you know, that's them. But, he's okay. It's stressful and frustrating as a lot of people who have families and loved ones in, like, assisted care homes that you can't go to them and you can't be with them. My dad was supposed to move out to Colorado in January to be with my sisters, my older sisters, and my twin sister. Because all my sisters live in Colorado, except me. Don't plan on living there, but I like visiting. We're supposed to move him out there in January, and then like it got delayed, and then this stuff happened, and I'm like been a wreck since. But you know, a lot of people are in the same position. That's something that we all need to know. Somebody just called me a sexy MILF, and I'm not a mom. Like, I have dog babies. But I'm 23. Yeah, my dad, though, is doing well. He's been watching the news and just, like, muttering underneath his breath. Like, oh, if Joan were here to see this. Just because, like, my mom, as some of you guys know, majority probably, my mom died when I was 15 and a half, and she wasn't here to, like, you know, see a lot of the crap that has been this world in recent years. So, you know, it's been something that, like, you know, we always think back to. Recently, my mom would have caused the biggest riot about, like, Donald Trump being president, especially. What brand wine am I drinking? Oh, it's not in here, it's downstairs. But I'm drinking from, it's called Bright Cellars. It's their wine. It's like, it's really minimalistic. This is not helping. I think it's folk and something on Bright Cellars. I got like 5 different wines for like $38. Like, holy crap, that's amazing. Am I planning on going to Scotland this year? If it doesn't put anybody at risk, then yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna head off. It's been 54 minutes. But I guess if you guys want to go and stay on my live for a little bit longer, go head over to my Instagram at TheSashaAlsberg. This Instagram will be with you a little bit longer. Oh, that's me. But thank you guys so much for watching on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Instagram, I'm not going away yet. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here with me, thick and thin. And go over to my Instagram to watch the rest of the live. Bye. Thank you so much. And don't forget to go follow Project Red Book on Instagram.